I came home from prison, and my 9-year-old asked me who I was, standing by the door with my release papers while the kid whose goofy smile I'd never forget went pale like he'd seen a ghost. And my husband Carter appeared saying I died 8 months ago in my cell and they buried me, but I'd written them letters every week and talked about Clayton's birthday 3 weeks ago. So Carter pulled out a folder with my death certificate, official prison letterhead, and a funeral program with my picture on it while a blonde pregnant woman walked in touching his arm saying she met him in a grief support group after he lost his wife. I lifted my shirt to show my sword-shaped C-section scar, and Carter stumbled backward asking how this was possible before police arrived, confirming the prison said I died 8 months ago and led me away, while Clayton cried through the window about how I knew about the scar and whispered that I still made pancakes shaped like dinosaurs just like mommy did every Sunday morning. So I drove to the county records office where the supervisor pulled up his computer showing me deceased as of 8 months ago with only one name listed under verified by Raina Harrington, mailroom supervisor, whose resignation date was exactly 2 weeks after my supposed death. And I remembered Raina worked in the mailroom dating corrections officer Rodrigo, and 8 months ago I filed a grievance after 3 letters to Carter never reached him, and 2 weeks later my outgoing mail privileges got suspended for some bogus violation. I visited the cemetery and found my own headstone with fresh flowers that Carter and Clayton brought every week visiting what they thought was my grave. And Clayton was 6 when I went in, so he spent half his childhood visiting a stranger's grave, while my letters describing his birthday surprises and dinosaur cake plans got thrown away by Raina, covering up stealing from other inmates. Then the funeral director showed me his file where the body arrived in a sealed transport bag with paperwork saying closed casket only, claiming suicide trauma would devastate the family to witness. And Carter never actually saw the body because the prison insisted the remains stay sealed. And I realized someone orchestrated this whole cover-up to hide mail theft, while an investigator told me another inmate named Jazz died 3 days before my supposed death with no family, so her body went to the county cemetery. And surveillance footage showed me alive in the chow hall the day my death certificate claimed I killed myself, while Jazz's body got transported sealed with my name attached, which meant Raina and Rodrigo faced federal charges for falsifying documents and civil rights violations because they destroyed my life to avoid a mail theft investigation. And they switched our identities, declaring me dead and burying Jazz under my name to make my grievance disappear as a clerical error because dead inmates don't file complaints. My attorney got DNA results back showing 99.97% probability I was Clayton's biological mother, and a journalist's article went viral forcing the Department of Corrections to investigate. So Carter called crying saying he didn't know how to process that he buried someone else while I was still alive, and Cassandra carried his baby thinking he'd been a widower. And at the court hearing, the judge asked me to stand and state my name for the record, and I said Vivian Jennings out loud, and she declared I was alive and the death certificate was issued in error, and all state agencies must correct their records immediately while granting supervised visitation with Clayton. And that's when I finally understood that people who would bury the wrong person just to hide stealing mail were the same people who made me stand at my own gravestone, reading my name carved in stone above someone else's bones, while my 9-year-old son asked me who I was.